Am I the asshole for sending my dying mother to hospice because of what she said? I, 30 male, lost my wife 5 years ago. She had a 10-year-old son who I got custody of after she passed. Bio father signed off parental rights at birth and never even met the kid. And we had a 6-year-old daughter together. My 10-year-old son, I consider him my son in every way, has Down syndrome. My dying mother asked to come live with me 2 weeks ago to spend more time with us because she is dying and only has months left to live. I told her she can come spend a week here first. She is here now, and we'll see how it works for everyone, most of all the kids. She came, things were going okay. Then a few days ago, she special ordered a new set of toys for my 6-year-old, a really expensive one, which I let fly, even though I don't normally just let my kids choose hundreds of dollars worth of toys, but I get that she was trying to do something nice for her grandkids. Then today the set arrived, just before dinner, and at dinner I asked my son what toys he chose. He said he didn't choose any toys. I asked my mom what he chose. My son sometimes mixes things up, and I thought he just forgot. And she said that she only bought the toys for, quote, her grandbaby. I said that she has 2 grandkids because I have 2 children. Then she said, quote, he's not your son. I told the kids to go play in the living room and told my mother that this kind of talking is unacceptable in my house. She then said, it's true. You have no obligation here. You should go to foster care or stick it in a facility before your life is ruined. I flipped out, called her all sorts of names, and told her I'll be calling hospice first thing in the morning and have them take her the same day, which I did. She cried all night, begged me to not make her go die alone in a hospice, but I said she crossed a line and I'm done. My aunts called me an asshole. Some of my friends said I should have just let it go because her time is limited, and my sister, who lives abroad, said it was just plain cruel. My cousin said what she said was awful, and I did the right thing. I feel a bit guilty over it anyways. Am I the asshole?
No, ship her off.
Edit.
See ya.
I will still visit my mother in hospice if she wants me to. Saying this because many people mentioned it. What'd you say? Ship her off?
Out the door. See ya.
Top comment is quoting what the mom said. Stick it in a facility. And then they repeat it with italicized. So it's like this slanty.
Yeah.
And it goes, stick it in a facility. Oh my God, not the asshole. My second cousin's kid, has Down syndrome, and he's the most precious 6-year-old that did walk the earth. If I heard someone say this about him, I would straight up punch them. Edit, I don't need a bunch of messages telling me that he's actually my first cousin once removed. I've already been informed multiple times over my genealogical faux pas.
Yeah, that's not what this is about at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why people get so hung up on this stupid shit. Family, we've seen it so many times. Family is chosen family. And in this instance, it is literally family because they are your family. You're raising this kid.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to go,
so long.
If anyone wants to go adopt a kid or however you end up with someone new in your world and in your life and in your family, whether it's the relationships, whether it's taking on children, however it happens.
Yeah.
If you're choosing to raise, then they're your kid. There's certain people that you find that are so weird about the bloodline and so weird. It's what is this, a king and queen, and this is going to be an illegitimate heir that's going to get killed, and then someone's going to step why does all this still, why is this all
so
here? Who cares, dude? It's who you surround yourself with. It's who you want to be a part of your life. And even sometimes chosen family, which we've also seen a lot of stories, cannot be a part of your life anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just, but they're family. Yeah, but they're ruining my life. So no, for a comment like this, and you're trying to do the right thing and let her come live with you, and you were trying to make it a really beautiful situation.
Absolutely.
And for this kind of negativity and dark energy and weird old-fashioned ideals to be so present, and it's not going to go away, but to have that in your home for however long she lives, she could cause some real shit, and you don't need that. Ship her off, out the door. Ship, put a label on it, out the door.
No. It's unfair. It's unfair that the child had to hear that too.
Not put a label on it. I don't want to but
no, shipping label.
Ship
Get
her
out
the
of here.
door.
Yeah, I got that.
I know, but I didn't. Yeah. Okay.
We got it. We got it. The people will understand. Yeah, no, I think this is very justified, and it sucks because she is dying, and losing a parent is unimaginable. It's, I'm sure, the most difficult thing ever. So when you're faced with this, where your mom is like unwilling to accept your child, but she's also dying, also all this other family that's like bitching at him, you take care of her. You bring her into your home.
Yeah.
You enjoy her. The sister that's abroad, time to come home, sweetie. Like, time to come home and help take care of mom.
It's such a terrible thing to say, and it feels so intentional, and like she was trying to make a point with this purchase.
Yeah, she was.
She
This was
wanted
very
this
pointed.
to come out, so I cannot imagine this is the first time.
No.
And so that's why, like, from OP to make this decision, just like, yep, you're out. It makes me feel as if it is justifiable based on what she said. I think you can make a case to say, yes, it's justified.
Woo! We did have tornado warnings last night.
But something about the whole situation makes me feel like this has come up in the past. And so this kind of feels like, you know what? I tried to do something for you. Final straw. Like, this isn't going to work.
It doesn't seem like it's the first time she said something like this, been a little unhinged, as we would say, but definitely will be the last she says anything to that kid. That was a little dark. I'm getting dark now.
But, I mean, she kind of made that choice.
She did.
So,
She put herself there, and it's really tough. Like, I if it were me and I was, on my way out of this world, I wouldn't want to go out with any animosity or cruelness or...
it just seems like she's trying to make a stand.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to get my points heard. And
It's weird.
yeah, it would be, it
weird.
wouldn't seem like the way you'd want to go about, your last however long.
No. And, like, obviously not the asshole. Like, overall,
Yeah.
it's not the asshole. OP does respond a bit. Someone goes, first off, not the asshole. Second, just info. Does your son have any extreme difficulties that he needs care for? Because if he does, please make sure he gets the help he needs. Even if that means having a facility house him, don't be ashamed of getting help for your son, blah, blah, blah. Your mother was offline in every way. You did the right thing, and please let your son pick out a nice toy so he does not feel left out. And OP goes, he doesn't have any difficulties like that. He is very well behaved, does great in special needs school. He can prepare his food with some help. He makes us all sandwiches. He can dress himself. He knows his hygiene. If his doctors and therapists thought it would be best for him to be in a facility, he would of course be. But he is just a special needs kid who has every potential to almost be fully independent, some days with a little help. He will, for example, always need help with his bills and handling money. And when I told my in-laws about all of this, my mother-in-law said that she'll order toys for my son, the ones he picks out. And he already told both kids that each grandma will buy toys for one of them. So the kids won't feel my mother's despise for my son, neither of them.
Oh, it's just so icky. God.
I know. Someone else goes, thank you for sticking up for your son. I was also thinking hospice is reasonable for you, as being a single parent to two young kids is hard in itself, but excluding her own grandson is deplorable. And OP goes, it would have been hard to manage childcare and my mother's care, but with hired help from my mother, nurses, caretakers for a couple hours a day, etc., it would have been manageable. But now I just can't. I won't risk her saying something like that to my son's face someday.
Right.
That's right. Your kids come first. Your mom's talk is painfully damaging, not only to your son, but to your daughter and to yourself.
Yeah.
That's something that sticks with you too.
Out.
I've had someone say something like that to me in the past where, like, because of the fact that Jerry, like, adopted me and isn't necessarily my bio dad, I've had someone say to me, like, oh, well, like, you're not really family. Like, you're not real family.
It's
like
that medieval shit.
It was in the context too where I was like, oh yeah, like grandma. And they were like, oh, well, she's not really your grandma because you're not really a part of the family. It was like,
God, people are spreading this to their
fucked
kids.
up thing. It was so fucked up. So it's unfortunate.
What's the point?
It's something that sticks with you.
What do they need to prove? Like, why does it matter to them?
It makes them feel better. It makes them feel more relevant, more included, exclusive. I don't know. I can't begin to wrap my head around that because I don't really think that way, but it's tough and it sticks with you and it rocks you. And for someone that sounds like such a sweet little kiddo, he doesn't have to go through that. It would
be terrible.
Doesn't deserve to go through that.
Well, and it's because it's not true.
No.
That's the biggest point. It's not like
true.
you're hiding something. It's just that's not how it is.
No.
We don't live in the year 1000.
No. 2022, bitch.
Which even then it was wrong, but I mean it was what people literally abided like.
It's all about the context.
That was like strict, like that was almost like law back then. That was a big deal, but come on.